All right, what's up, family? How y'all doing? Hope you're doing well out there. We are back with another episode of Wealth Codes. And I'll start off with just saying thank you to anybody that's supporting, anybody that likes what I'm putting out there. I really do appreciate the acknowledgement, whether you're liking, commenting, DMing me, calling me. I know I've gotten in some of those. So just want to say thank you. And now, with that being said, we'll dive right in. Today, I have a very important. We're starting to wrap up the Wealth Code series, at least the beginner series. And so today, I have a very important episode because we're going to talk about the wealthy class. What do they get from this? But let me just remind you where we've been, right? So we started off. We talked to you about reframing. I'm not editing that out. It's all right. We make mistakes. Players mess up. Now, so we started off by reframing your whole mindset around the financial system and how it works. We discussed how the money system is broken, right? How the money system is energy based. They didn't teach us that part. That's very important, but it's energy based. How the world is moving forward, it's going digital, it's trying to integrate everything digitally. We discussed how to save your energy, right? When you're working, you're only working to save your energy, right? So we discussed how to save that energy, which is in real world assets. So that's things like gold, silver, right? Copper, precious metals. If you look at platinum, that's been a great investment this year. Real estate, right? As well as begin to start integrating your savings of energy into the new digital system, because at this point we're already transitioning, right? That's why I'm having these conversations, so you can capture this generational wealth. All right, so digital cryptocurrencies, that's the Bitcoin, the XRP, etc. I have a whole program, a consulting program that you can work with me on if you need to get an educational background on cryptocurrency. Okay, that's not for today. It's very complex and convoluted. We'll talk about that in private meetings. Um, and then, so now, today, remember, I want to take you into the mindset of the wealthy. So imagine we're on a battlefield right now. I've been teaching the other 99%, right, the masses, on how this game works. But if we're on the battlefield, we got to know the other side. We got to know what they want out of this. And really make sure you understand they don't care about no money. They gave us the money, they implemented the money system. So money means nothing to them. What are they after? What do they want? What helps them win their game? Right? So there's like the art of war really playing out. And so for today's episode, I'm going to feature the Prime Minister of the UK. He's going to talk to us and give us a very important message. This was as of roughly a week ago. So I'm going to go ahead and be quiet, let him talk, and then we'll circle back.
Today, I am announcing this government will make a new free of charge digital ID mandatory for the right to work by the end of this Parliament. Let me spell that out. You will not be able to work in the United Kingdom if you do not have digital ID. It's as simple as that. Today, I am
Let me know, by the way, if you couldn't hear him very well. I'll even consider putting a link in the comment section of the video where you can see it. He told us a lot in about 20 seconds. He said he is announcing that digital ID will be mandatory for all UK citizens moving forward. Digital ID, he said, he emphasized, you will not be able to work without having digital ID. I want to be clear that he's not, the UK is not the first country or set of countries, whatever, that's starting to integrate these type of policies. It's already going down in China. I believe Sweden or Switzerland, one of the two, just voted on it. Their people narrowly, but they voted to integrate. They actually voted for that. All right. I'll show you another video on a different day. But the Mark Carney, I think he's the interim president or something to that effect for Canada. He just had an interview where they blatantly asked him, are you considering integrating mandatory digital ID for Canada? You know what he didn't do? Deny it. He did a whole bunch of word salad. But well, we'll consider it. That's, not at this time, right? Maybe more to come. That kind of energy. My point is, I want you to see they are no joke. The other side, the elites, their entire game plan is to control your energy, right? To get every aspect of your life onto a digital network slash blockchain. Everything, right? Read the writing on the wall. They may not overtly say it. Frankly, if you listen to the World Economic Council, they pretty much overtly say that that's what they want to do, right? This new world order, one world government. They want all of your life to be controlled in a digital manner. This is where we're going. This is why I had to take the time to reframe your entire mindset around the financial system and around what money is. Do you see? I'm sure there were many of you that were watching like, bro, you going here, there, every which way. I can't keep up. That's okay. I had to break everything down so I could build you back up to really see it. If everything is on the digital network and your digital ID controls it all, you have no say in your life. And that's how the elites want it. You see how they control your energy? You act out of pocket, we're going to go ahead and cut that banking system off, that account off, that checking account, that savings account off. Poof. It's digital. What you going to do about it? They control it. Some of you probably watching and don't even believe that that's possible. Go look at what happened in Canada just a few years ago with the truckers. I forget the name of it. You can Google it. The truckers that had their bank accounts frozen and all these kind of things. Look it up. It's not that difficult. They already have the technologies. Now it's just about getting everybody on the technology. Right? We are human capital to these people, to these beings. It is about controlling your energy. If you go look at China right now, you can't even go into grocery stores without having digital ID and COVID vaccination IDs. You can't even go in there. No groceries. So again, you act out of pocket. How you going to eat? How you going to go to the hospital? That man's reasoning for mandatory digital ID was no joke. He said it's going to solve illegal immigration. I'm going to make another video talking about that and showing you how they've been talking in circles and in loops about illegal immigration since at least I've been born. When are you going to solve this, or are you just talking about it? And how does implementing a digital system solve illegal immigration? So just magically throughout history, we've never been able to solve illegal immigration problems. So this time we're going to implement digital ID and that'll solve it. Or did y'all create the problem, let all these people in there, and then provide the solution? Remember that concept. Create the problem, provide the solution. I'm here to save you. I'm here to help. This is for your protection. Right? All of these phrases and words, they use it all the time. For your protection, we're going to implement this. When I was talking about before the election, seeing the game at a higher perspective, I really meant that. I really wanted you to see that from a global standpoint, see what they're doing in the games that they're playing. Because you can understand the elites at that level, right? Who the prime ministers and presidents, who they really work for. What policies get integrated and what don't. When the people say they want something, does that happen? Usually not. I'm not going to say they never do anything for us, but let's be real. When you think about all the technology that has come out over the last 20 years, really think about how quickly things have been changed and integrated. You can't even get a job without the internet. Elon Musk wants to put a robot in your house, in every single home. There's political parties' agendas that they want to put all of your cars on an electronic system, like iRobot style, like the movie. You just can't get around, be mobile or drive without being on the electric grid. Means of control. You see what I'm saying about controlling your energy? Don't get out of line. Don't start talking the stuff that we don't want you to talk about. Don't start going against the system. And here's what I really need you to know. AI is going to control it all. Let's be very clear to bring this full circle. AI is going to control it all. Do you know what AI doesn't have? A soul. I've been talking to you about souls. It's important. We need to draw the line ASAP. So what does that mean? Why am I integrating that? Because when it comes to tracking you and policing you, enforcing you, who you think's going to do the enforcement? It's going to be AI. They don't have no heart and soul. They couldn't care less what they just do. They just exist. And I ain't gonna stay too long on this, but there's real people walking around out here that also don't have a soul. So they just exist. You've talked to them and you be like, yeah, I feel like it just ain't nothing in there. I'll be saying stuff to them and nothing, it never gets through. I can't even be around that person. Right. That's very real. But most importantly, are you seeing how they're moving us, hurting us as cattle, slowly but surely? If you think it's not coming to America, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to scare you or nothing. This is just pure fact. It's on the agenda. That's what you got to know. So what are you going to do about it? That's what I want, how I want to close this out. Just a question to you as you start to see the full picture of what's going on, right? Which is controlling your energy. I'm going to tell you, because I've been telling you how to save your energy and teaching you that part. I'm going to wrap this series up with teaching you how to create that abundance of income, because that's very possible. Divine right, I would add. We're going to get there. But first, I need you to really see where we're going. Not just where I'm going with this video in this series. Where are we as a society going? Where do the elites want you to go? And are you okay with that? Are you comfortable with that? Are you going to walk slowly but surely as a bunch of sheep being herded by them? Think about the last 100 years of the US dollar. And remember, we've been talking about that and how it's just slowly but surely been going down. On an energetic level, what is that doing? That is slowly but surely siphoning your energy. You got to work 2 and 3 jobs just to make ends meet, right? Just to get back to break even. So what attention span do you have? What consciousness do you have? What type of freedom do you have at that point? Slowly but surely, we're draining that from you. Yeah, we're getting all of that. That's what I need you to know. That's what I need you to consciously think about. And it's across various ways to siphon that money from you. Distraction, distraction, distraction. While we over here just taking. It's always indirect. It's very subtle. That's why I'm telling you we're in a spiritual war. But first you had to accept that you're even a spirit inside the vessel. Then you got to know that around us, not everybody has a soul. But then they do tell you this. There's a battle for your soul, right? The battle's about that. The battle's about energy. All right, so more to come. We're going to talk way more about this, but I hope y'all get it. I hope you like the presentation. I love y'all. Peace.